Once upon a time, in the big town of Ayetoro, the chief announced something that made the whole town scatter like pepper in the wind. We are looking for the best cook in Ayetoro. Let the women come and show their hand in the kitchen. The winner will go on with 1 million naira, a new gas cooker, and her face on TV. But this was not just any competition. It was a battle between three famous women, all of them big, round, and proud. People call them the Big Three. Their names were Mama Bisola, dark, shining, and full of laughter. She could cook 10 pots in one afternoon. Her soup always made people lick their fingers. Auntie Nene, light skin, curvy and sharp-tongued. She said no one could beat her pepper rice. She always wore tight lace and high shoes. And Sister Onome, fair and strong like a cow. Her meat was always soft. Her stew could wake a dead man. The three of them didn't like each other. They all wanted the prize. Let Mama Bisola try in a haste. I will show her that kitchen is not for people with loud mouths. They started preparing. Mama Bisola brought her big clay pots and fresh ogbono. She said she would make soup that could change someone's life. Auntie Nene brought rice, turkey and sacred pepper mix. My rice will speak, she said. But Sister Onome, she didn't smile, she didn't talk, she just cooked. On the day of the competition, the village square was full. Drummers were drumming. The children were shouting. The three women stood in front of their tables with fire in their eyes and sweat on their necks. They started cooking. Smoke filled the air. Palm oil danced. Mangi was flying. The whole town was hungry just from the smell. But behind the laughter, something bad was about to happen. While nobody was looking, Auntie Nene quietly poured something inside Mama Bisola's soup. It looks like salt, but it was not salt. It was something worse. She looked around. Nobody saw her, or so she thought. The food was ready. People came to taste. They danced, they clapped, and they ate. But 10 minutes later, some people began to sweat. Then they ran to the bush. Stomach! Running stomach! People started crying. What is happening? What did we eat? Who cooked poison? All eyes turned to Mama Bisola's pot. Mama Bisola was confused. She tasted her soup and spat it out. The chief stood up. This is serious. Until we find who did this, Mama Bisola is disqualified. The drum stopped. People were afraid. But deep in the corner, someone had already seen what Auntie Nene did. And that secret was about to shake the whole town. The village square was quiet. Children had stopped playing. Women were whispering. The chief sat on his stool, rubbing his chin. People were still running to the bush, holding their stomachs and shouting. Ah, my belly, oh, water, give me water. Mama Bisola was crying. I don't know what happened. I cooked the soup with love. Why would I poison my own food? But no one believed her. The chief stood up. Until we know who did this, you are disqualified. Mama Bisola, you must leave the stage. Slowly, Mama Bisola packed her pot. Her eyes were full of tears. Her hands were shaking. She walked away as the crowd stared in silence. Auntie Nene stood tall, smiling like a crocodile. Hey, yeah, what a pity, she said, fanning herself. Some people don't know how to cook and they want to win. Sister Onome stayed silent. She kept her eyes on Nene, then looked away, but something was burning in her chest. She had seen Nene pour that white powder. She saw it with her own eyes. She had a choice to speak or win. The tasting continued. The judges moved to Auntie Nene's rice. They ate. It was sweet, very sweet. Even the flies were dancing near the plate. Auntie Nene's rice is delicious, one of the judges said. The crowd clapped. Then they reached Sister Onome's table. She had cooked slow stewed goat meat with soft yam and garden egg sauce. The aroma alone made one judge forget his name. They tasted it. Their eyes were open. They smiled, then they danced. This stew is power, the second judge said. Now it was time to vote, but before they could raise their hands, a small boy ran out from the crowd. It was Mama Bisola's nephew, Efe, the one who was playing hide and seek during the cooking. Wait, I saw what happened, he shouted. Everyone turned. I was hiding under the table when Auntie Nene poured something inside Mama Bisola's pot. She looked around at first. She didn't know I was there. It was not salt. It smells like rubber. The whole crowd gasped. Auntie Nene froze. "He's lying!" she screamed. "That boy is mad." But the boy ran to his mother. "Mommy, you told me never to lie. I saw her, I swear." His mother held him close. The crowd began to murmur. Sister Onome stood up. "I saw her too. I didn't want to talk, but God cannot be mocked. What the boy said is true." Auntie Nene's eyes turned red. "You too, you jealous woman." The chief raised his hand. "Enough!" He turned to the guys. "Go and bring me Auntie Nene's cooking pot. Take the leftover food, let's test it." Minutes later, a village herbalist tasted the powder in Mama Bisola's soup. He sniffed it. His face changed. "This is not salt. This is stomach powder. It makes people purge. It's used to chase rats from the farm." The whole village shouted. "Ha, Nene, you poisoned food for money." The chief stood up. "Auntie Nene, from today, you are banned from all cooking competitions in Ayetoro, and for endangering lives, you will pay a fine." Auntie Nene started crying. Please, I just wanted to win. I've never won anything. People always say I'm only good for dancing. I just wanted them to clap for me." But it was too late. Mama Bisola was called back to the stage. The judges were silent. Then the chief looked at Sister Onome and said, "You could have kept quiet and taken the crown, but you choose the truth." The crowd clapped and clapped and clapped. But who would win now? The chief cleared his throat. "We will announce the winner tomorrow, after the people recover, but today we saw true color, and we now know that cooking is not only about food, it's about character." By the next morning, news of the cooking competition had spread beyond Ayetoro town. People from nearby village were talking. "Did you hear what Nene did? She put stomach powder inside food, and a small boy exposed her. Imagine." Mama Bisola stayed at home, weak and ashamed. She still could not believe someone would do that to her. She had cried all night. Sister Onome went to check on her. "Mama Bisola," she said, sitting beside her, "your food was sweet. Don't let what happened break you. You are a good woman." Mama Bisola smiled weakly. "Thank you for speaking the truth. You could have kept quiet." Sister Onome nodded. Truth is heavier than a cooking pot, but it lasts longer. Later that afternoon, the town carrier walked in the streets again, shouting, "All women, all men, all children, come to the square. The chief is ready to announce the winner of the big pot battle." The chief square was full again. This time, no drums, just quiet, whispers. Auntie Nene stood at the back, her eyes low. She wore no makeup, no lace, just shame. Mama Bisola stood on the left. Sister Onome stood on the right. The chief rose. "Yesterday, we saw food. We saw flavor. We also saw something bigger. We saw greed. We saw wickedness. And we saw courage." He looked at people. Auntie Nene disqualified herself by trying to win through cheating. Mama Bisola cooked with heart, and Sister Onome cooked with skill, but also with truth. He turned to the judge. They whispered, then nodded. Then the chief smiled. "The winner of the cooking competition is Sister Onome." The crowd clapped. Sister Onome was shocked. She didn't jump or dance. She just held her chest and looked up as if thanking God quietly. "For your honesty and your food," the chief said, "you will receive 1 million naira, a new gas cooker, and an interview with Ayetoro TV Kitchen." Mama Bisola clapped genuinely. "You deserve it, my sister." But the surprise was not over. A wealthy businesswoman had been watching from crowd. She stepped forward. "My name is Madam Nkwa. I own a sweet belly kitchen in Abuja. And today I saw two things. A woman who cooks from heart and a woman who stood for truth." She turned to Mama Bisola. "You didn't win the crown, but you won something bigger. Come to Abuja. I want you to be the head of the new kitchen soup. I will pay you well. Let the world taste your cooking." Mama Bisola gasped. "Me?" The woman smiled. "Yes, you." The crowd roared. Two winners, two beginnings. Auntie Nene stood in silence. Tears fell down her cheeks. She looks at them and whispered, I wish I chose truth too. The chief looked at her and said gently, let today teach you. Life is not all about the next meal. It's about the next memory. The crowd clapped again. And so the big pot battle ended, not just with a crown, but with a lesson. In life, your hands can cook the food, but your heart must serve it.